As you are probably aware by now, Forza Horizon 6 is going to be set in Japan, but what could a Japan map look like? With the rumours already pointing towards Japan as a location before the teaser trailer dropped, I had actually already begun work on a concept map for a Horizon game set in Japan. Unlike my previous concept, I did make some effort this time to draw the map to scale. I checked the size of the Horizon 5 map first and how it compared to the previous games. Horizon 5 is roughly 100 kilometers square, which is a nearly 50% increase over Horizon 4. I have therefore, possibly mistakenly, assumed a similar increase for the purposes of today. To be honest, I think in reality the map should stay about the same size as Horizon 5, but be more densely populated than it was in Mexico, which was mostly full of sand and nothing. Anyway, that aside, let's assume Horizon 6 will be bigger and more populated for the purposes of today's concept. So for simplicity, I've roughly based this on a 16 by 9 grid, 16 kilometers across and 9 kilometers tall, to give some kind of reference point to start from. In fact, I think I ended up making most of the roads and tracks and things a bit too big for this scale. I could probably have fitted even more in there if I was going with this 50% increase. But given I actually think the map may not end up being any bigger than Horizon 5, it probably more or less worked out to be roughly the correct size. With that out the way, I should probably show you around some of the map and my thinking behind what I've put where. I actually started by mapping out the Fujimi Kaido route from Forza Motorsport, taking a long time to figure out where it's located in relation to Mount Fuji. It's not perfectly scaled or positioned in this map, it's just a concept, but I wanted to make things somewhat accurate to something, so I used this as a starting point. As well as making sure the route was positioned correctly, I spent a very long time, well, firstly making sure it was the right way round, as well as the scale and position, but also completing a very slow lap of Fujimi Kaido on Forza Motorsport to map in all of the side roads, so all of these are positioned roughly where the roads are visible from the actual track in Motorsport. I also mapped out the locations of some of the temples, the cable car, and the Hakone circuit. I should probably explain, the Hakone circuit is a fictional Japanese racetrack that features in Forza Motorsport, which is visible from Fujimi Kaido, a fictional route in Forza Motorsport, and vice versa. It also has a couple of roads leading off it in Motorsport, which have been made suspiciously well for use only as a background to a track in Motorsport. It has been previously suggested that this could have been made for more than just that track. So why not place it in a Horizon game? It's fictional, so there's no issues with licensing, and they've already made it. Same with Fujimi Kaido, they've already made it. It would make sense to salvage something from Forza Motorsport to make the next Horizon game, especially given Turn 10 is allegedly now just a support studio for Playground Games. As well as Mount Fuji being visible from Fujimi Kaido and Hakone, it was also of course the centre of the view we got from the teaser trailer. To be fair, we've only seen Mount Fuji from a distance, so I think there's a good chance it'll actually be outside of the playable map, which would be a terrible shame, so for this concept I have, of course, included this iconic mountain. Above that we have Lake Kawaguchi, the lake visible in front of Mount Fuji in the trailer. You'll notice that above it is a tiny pink garage symbol. This is roughly where I think the trailer was set, and was inside a garage of sorts. So for this concept I've placed several of these garage icons around the map, hoping that we're going to get some kind of meaningful garages like the ones from test drive games of old, instead of rather useless houses like the ones we have at the moment. Just above the lake we have the town of Oishi, which I don't know much about other than where it is, with a view of Mount Fuji. The aerodrome that I've put next to it is entirely fictional, but we need an aerodrome, that's just a staple of any Horizon game. Further to the west I've included another lake from this area, Psycho Lake, so along with the other two, this would make for quite nice ice rinks in the winter season, given we've been promised properly changing Horizon 4 style seasons again in this installment of Horizon. Right down in the bottom left we have Himeji, included because it's home to one of the oldest castles in Japan, according to the small bit of research I did whilst making this map. And then up in the top left we have Shirahama Beach, one of the most popular beaches in Japan. Again, this was a result of my limited knowledge and tiny bit of googling, so I could be wrong about these places, and I've probably pronounced all of them incorrectly, so apologies for that. Over here I've also included the Ibisu circuit, probably the most famous drift circuit in Japan, if not the world. I know with Hakone I said that a fictional track was more likely to make an appearance because there wouldn't be licensing issues, but wouldn't it be great if Horizon 6 was the first title to feature a real-world track? I mean, it would be incredible if they could somehow manage to include Suzuka or Fuji Speedway too. We can always dream of that, but I think a smaller circuit like this is more likely to work its way in, and it would be good to have a drift circuit alongside the race circuit, because that's going to be a popular activity in a Horizon game set in Japan, I imagine. You can bet these circuits will make an appearance in whatever incarnation of Event Lab we get, though, so, I mean, I'm hoping we see a version of Event Lab in Horizon 6, so even if they aren't in the base game, I imagine the incredible community will make these if we get something like that again. Then we have a fictional Temple Gardens, which I kind of imagine as a sort of Japanese version of the Mortimer Gardens Playground Games location from Horizon 4, mixed with a bit of Mudkicker's elevation changes and leaping opportunities, including some ramps across the river here. Along the top of the map we then have a small area of farmland. It looks like it's quite a lot, but it's way smaller than the huge expanse of dry farmland area we got in Horizon 5. This is also where I've located the Horizon Festival. I've only included one festival, with the idea that the garages will serve as the outposts instead. This means that I've made the one festival we do have much bigger, inspired somewhat by the original one from the first game, but even bigger. It features a Horizon 4 style circuit, a mile drag strip, and a roughly 2-mile oval track with infield. So plenty of racing opportunities around the festival, which I think will be great. You could even potentially put the garage and the auto show and everything as separate locations, like they did in Horizon 1. Along the lower section, we have the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove in the west. I'm envisioning this as being like the bamboo forest in Motorfest. As we head east, this leads into the Akao Forest. These areas were both the result of my brief bit of research, and will add a bit of greenery to this lower section of the map. For good measure, as well as Mount Fuji, I've also included Mount Hakone and Mount Ashigara, the latter being signposted from the Fujimi Kaido route in Forza Motorsport. Along with the teaser trailer, there was also a short article which gave a bit more information. Most importantly for making a map, they said that Horizon 6 will feature Tokyo City. Not only do they say that it will feature Tokyo, but it will also be the largest urban environment Playground Games has ever made. Apparently the Hot Wheels expansion in Horizon 5 was used as a testbed for a complex road network with elevation changes and spaghetti-style junctions. This probably also explains why we got random highway road pieces added to Event Lab a little while back. So, if you hadn't noticed already, I've occupied the entire east coast of this concept with Tokyo, including Tokyo Bay, Kawasaki and Yokohama. We have the Imperial Palace in the centre, along with other iconic attractions and sites like the National Museum, the Sky Tree, the Rainbow Bridge and the Shibuya Crossing. I've also included the Haneda Airport, which sits in Tokyo Bay, the Tokyo train station and Kawasaki City Port. I can see the airport and port being great Playground Games locations, as they have been in previous games. Airports and ports make for great fun. Dotted around the city are also some car parks. At the moment, these are just to show that there will be parking garages for you to live out your Tokyo drift fantasies, sliding up and down those spiral things, and hopefully not wrecking the car like in the film. But some car parks could equally be set up as the car meets that we used to get in Forza Horizon 2. If this was the case, I would also love to see them located in the other towns around this map. Finally, of course, we have the Tokyo Expressway, the network of fast-flowing motorways around the city. My only real experience of these is from Gran Turismo, which has always had street circuits based on these roads. In an open world game though, this could, if done right, be incredible. These roads also lead out onto another expressway, which for the first time ever goes around the whole map. How cool would it be to lap around here in your hypercars? Running more or less alongside this is the Shinkansen, which has to feature in Horizon 6, although it may need to be slowed down somewhat so we get to actually see it properly and don't get sent to space if it ever manages to hit us. And that's what I think a Japanese Horizon game map could look like. As ever, do let me know your thoughts. Is there anything you think I've missed that you would have included if you were making a perfect map set in Japan for Forza Horizon? And what do you think about Horizon 6 being set in Japan? For now though, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.